Hey, this is Angel. This is my 19th day in a row making a video like this. I'm uploading into tomorrow, but for me, it's technically still today. Um, I was just thinking today about why I was making these videos. Every time I've been coming on, I've just been kind of talking about what's been up with me and what came up for me. And I think today what came up for me was just feeling like sharing and speaking out loud the things that I'm thinking about, the things that I feel, and just being able to talk about it freely. And anyone who, it's just it's just out there for anyone to listen if they want to. And just made me really think too, I feel like I'm so many of the things that I'm saying, I'm talking to me, it's just insight into my inner dialogue, how I am talking to myself. And today I had a lot of moments where I was recognizing the way that I was talking to myself, and I was catching all these different ways that I felt like I wouldn't give myself enough credit, or I'd be hard on myself, or I just start to run with the comparative mind, feeling just, it's not like I was feeling heightened emotions in the way that I felt very affected by it, but I think I could just kind of I did have some moments today, but I feel like recognizing that sometimes things feel hard, and then that moment passes, and sometimes they get hard again, and it's just about trying, like just doing what you want to, trying as best you can to do it. I felt like when I was out today, I started thinking about how I'm seeing people and maybe they're moving with ease, but it's it only appears that way on the outside. And in reality, I don't know their situation, but the illusion of things can feel so real. Like, we never know what anyone's going through, but at the same time, we're fed all these things that make us believe in appearances. I think today I just felt so grateful, and so feeling I was good, and then at the same time had feelings of uncertainty and instability arise that made me start to question what I was doing, how things were going, and just feeling I needed things that I wasn't getting. And the day progressed. I said I agreed to plans, things happen, and then it's the feelings change, the mood changes. I'm able to find enjoyment again. I'm able to feel good in one way, but it's choosing to do that. And I've had a lot of moments where I've talked about self-isolation, and where I've just wanted to kind of be taking space and time from being around people, or even really communicating sometimes, talking very much. And I think in those times I'm just settling my nervous system, like processing. But today, like I agreed to go out, even though I felt like a little bit more introverted, and saying yes to it and going, I felt like the energy, like I kind of felt like the momentum of like, okay, like I'm out, like it's okay, like, I'm around people, but I don't have to like, I can still like have my energy like close to me if I feel so. I can still like find moments of like taking care of myself if I need to, or like taking pauses, taking breaks. And I was able to like socialize and just kind of like be out like casually, and it felt good, and it got me thinking like this is so much a choice. Like I could be here and feeling like I don't want to be. I could be somewhere and be like wishing to be anywhere else. And it's like so much of a choice to be present. And sometimes I've like got in my head in ways where I'm like, I could be somewhere, but I could be thinking about someplace else. Like my mind is like in mentally like in a different space. And when I'm recalling like things from like the past or the future, it's like my mind is making like very fast associations of everything that I'm seeing and kind of trying to categorize it and like connect it to memories that I've had. Like, and it's such a subconscious thing. It's not like I'm actively doing this, it's just like the effect of, I don't know, I don't know if it's so much like the effect of trauma, but I think just like feeling like this protectiveness, feeling like this kind of like need to um like just take care of myself in a way. It's made me it's led me to tendencies of being hyper vigilant. And in like moments like that, it's like I'm trying to feel like connected to myself again, even when I'm like feeling a lot of other energies. And it's like being sensitive in that way sometimes that can be like difficult to manage when we're like just out, like when I'm doing stuff. It's like it doesn't always like, it doesn't always like hit me, but like sometimes like I feel like I need just like space and time to kind of like be on my own, really, like just feeling like I can like recharge, like connect with myself again. But I think like when I'm out somewhere and I'm feeling this way, it's like I still have a choice to take things in and like be part of what I'm surrounded by. Or I also have a choice to just kind of like be in my head, like not really participate in like what's around me. And that led me to start thinking about like meditation and how like in meditation, like we can really project ourselves like into anywhere. Like we can imagine ourselves in all these like different scenarios. We can dream of how we want things to be, or like things that we want to do. And it was just so interesting to me thinking about that, how like we choose presence, and like presence like in the company of others too. It's like it's gifting people that like that connection, like being able to be like aware and like conscious of like other people. And I feel like some people are very extroverted, they get like very they get like recharged in that way. I feel like it just depends for me. Like sometimes There are times when like I feel like very extroverted. There are times when I feel like more introverted. But I think that like when I'm experiencing like hypervigilance, like sometimes it just happens like subconsciously. It's just like things remind me of other things that make me feel like I need to be like hyper aware of my surroundings. And I think that it can be like a trick, like triggers can make that occur. Um, and being able to get out of that mindset too, like feeling like, okay, like I'm noticing that I'm feeling this way, but I have the option to see things in a different way. I have like the ability to find safety again in my body. And I think like finding safety in your own like self is it's so powerful, and it's like it's like nurturing yourself. It's like giving yourself like care, being able to calm like the nervous system again. And this like got me thinking too about how like we calm ourselves, like how we carry ourselves, how we move, how we how our physical body like holds that too. um Something that like comes up, that has come up like in therapy previously before for me, is being able to like ground yourself in the sense of like feeling your physical body connected to wherever you're sitting, wherever you're standing, and like being able to like come back in that, like come back to sensation. And I think that's been like helpful for me. Like it's been like a mindfulness practice, but like being able to like come back to like the sensation of like how I'm feeling if I have like an overactive nervous system, like if something is triggering, if I'm like experiencing like a lot of overstimulus, um, and just how to like ground back after that. And you know, like I express emotions too. Like there are times where like I get sad and like I need to cry. Like I just like, you know, like let it out, you know. And I think here too has been like a good outlet, just like being able to talk about things, like share what I'm feeling like to myself, and like not being afraid of that, and like letting go of like any shame to that. I think like dealing with trauma, dealing with inner work, it's like overcoming shame is such, it's like a big thing. Like if you've been dealing with like consistent shame, or like even consistent like guilt, or just like these like feelings of not wanting to be able to share everything, or like feeling kind of like internalized because of so many different reasons. But I think that like being able to share and like being able to talk about like what my real life is like, and like the things that I've in some ways like experienced, but also just like things that I felt, like ways that I felt. I think that it's like very healing. Like I'm just trying to find like different ways to experience like these therapeutic feelings, like through speaking aloud, through singing, through music, through art, through anything, like to just feel like that creation, like that kind of like magic, and being able to just like do things from our minds, do things that like we think about, and seeing it in like the physical world, and sharing that with people like around. Like, I think that it's a way to connect. It's a way for like other people to understand like how people really feel, and like I encourage anyone to do that, to just like share like their inner thoughts, like things that they go through, like just what their life is like. I feel like it can be so helpful to people. It can be putting things like in new perspectives that like we haven't thought about. And I feel like I've just been so grateful to watch like other creators, and like to just like be like listening to people share their stories that feel like I can like relate in some way. It like makes me feel like, okay, yeah, like other people feel this way too. um yeah, that's what came up for me today. And thanks for listening. It was good to chat.